Yeah, I bet. Can't be that important. I'm not involved. And I'm thirsty, so.
Yeah, there you go. That's.
No, they took them all this winter. Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. And we have something new on the agenda. And we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is
Right here.
right here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The other piece is the mission statement for the Tainter Lake Rehabilitation District is to revitalize and protect Tainter Lake. Roll call. I see Jim is absent, but on Zoom. And Grant, are you there? I don't think Grant's on Zoom. So we will, unless he chirps in, we'll consider him absent. Approval of the agenda and the regular minutes of 4/16. And what were there committee meeting?
We have two voting and safety from May 6th of 26 and water quality from April 13th of 26.
So May 6th and April
13th.
13th.
I'll make a motion to approve the subcommittee meeting minutes and agenda for tonight.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. Additional discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Recognition of visitors and visitor comments.
If you'd state your name and address, that would be wonderful when you get to the mic, please.
This guy right there.
Jim Danielson. I'm in Minneapolis, but it's E6774 870th Avenue, where the cabin's at. So a couple of things. I noticed the buoys were not out by opener, which to me sounds like when they should be out at the latest. So maybe in the future, I watched the last meeting that just got posted. And it was like they had to be cleaned and prepped and everything. So maybe that call for volunteers or something if it gets tight in the future. Maybe there's people that can go and help clean them up or whatever. And if that is, I always considered that to be kind of a statute that they needed to be out. So I don't know if that's accurate or not. It's one of your rules, they're supposed to be out. So I would say they need to be out before the boating season, which would be fishing opener time. So, yeah, again, that's one thing. Quick. One thing I've wished since this started up is additional comments before the meeting ends. Sometimes things come up during a meeting that people might have quick questions about. And, there's not really a place to do it for a month, or unless they send an email or, snag one of you guys right after the meeting or something. So, that's just a couple of things. One other quick thing from watching the last meeting. When you put something online for people to read or download, you generally don't want it editable. So you're talking about like PDFs. You couldn't pull out a PDF or your Word doc. Word docs are editable. So then you have people can go in and make changes to it and say, well, this is what I have. That's why a PDF is less editable or an image is less editable and potentially a better solution than a Word or Excel file. So that's it. Thank you much for your time.
But I can comment on the buoys. We ran into a couple of snags this year. And we got a little bit behind. And so our goal in the future is always to have them in before opener. I'd like to have them in right after ice is out. We got a little behind this year and we apologize, but it's our intent to have them. Right. Well, not everybody does. And that was the problem. And I had a couple of emails to that point. The other thing, the end of the meeting, just so that you know, Jim, you can always call me. Okay, I think you have my phone number. It's always on my email. It's on the bottom of my email. Feel free to call me. And we always stay around for after them. And it's not an inconvenience, but if you watch it and just call. Because the problem with the comments is we can only listen. We can't take action on anything. And so I've had boards that have had the comments at the end, but the problem with comments at the end is it always seems like you make people sit through a whole meeting before they make a comment. So feel free to contact any of us at any time. And the PDF, I think we always try to put PDFs out. I don't know where there was
Somebody just said they couldn't load PDF onto one of the social sites or something.
oh,
And
It wasn't a PDF. We've tried with an Excel spreadsheet and on Facebook and it doesn't load properly.
yeah. We usually, because we're all on different systems, we send everything out PDF unless it's specific. But thank you for your comments. Anybody else? You turned it off?
So figure it out.
Yeah, it's the one with the,
What was your
Face.
avenue was what?
There, okay, great. Yeah, I apologize. I'll have to state my points and run because being retired, I have a very limited schedule, but I do have golf league at 5:30. So
okay.
my name is David Oddix. I live at E5873 800th Avenue. Lived there since June of 14. So been there a while. And while I appreciate the formation of the district and the goals to address the obvious and profound problems that have developed on Tainter Lake over the decades. One of my gripes is, I'll make no bones about it, I'm very dead set against the addition of additional muskies to this waterway. They're already there. And anyway, the main purpose of, and I'm not going to make my case here in this 3 minutes, but I feel like since on the website, our stated goals of 5 stated goals of the district, one of them is carp reduction. We all agree on that. And the other one is the word robust communication with the lakeshore owners. And I feel that in the past, especially with the muskie program, we've been woefully anything but robust. I was contacted by mail and by email and filled out 2 surveys for the input on what I felt was the correct way to use the buoys. And I agree with that. That's the way it should be. I offered my input and that's great. I received no such communication about the muskies, and the muskies are a controversial subject. I get both sides of the argument. I can state the reasons why I have my opinion in the setting where we can have the debate during the planning stages, not after the fact. The only public announcement of it is, when there was a Facebook post inviting people to come watch the end result of the stocking. That public announcement should have been earlier during the planning stages and involved all the lakeshore owners and not the muskie fishermen who may not even live on the lake and are waving their pom-poms from the sidelines for, as per their specific special interest. So that's what I would like to see change going forward if we could get back to one of the 5 stated goals of the robust communication. And so the lakeshore owners can have the opportunity to present their case on any kind of a sensitive or potential, topic where there might be disagreement, while it's in the planning stages, or in this case, in any discussion of continuation. And I'm going to list an example of the poor communication. Digging a little bit in the minutes, I did see that there was discussion about this year's stocking being of fish that were double the size of last year and more than double the cost. But yet in the newsletter, the M word wasn't mentioned once. And that struck me as being rather odd. That is a topic of action, and yet it seemed like we didn't really want to make it public. So I guess probably about my 3 minutes, and gosh, if I leave right now, I could just about make my tea time. I think that's about all I have for today's meeting. And one quick thing to add on the carp reduction, great deal on the bounty, but I think we should consider why offer amnesty the other 50 weeks of the year. I think there should be a bounty all the time on carp. Maybe raise it a little bit, spend the money there instead of on the muskies. It's pretty common knowledge that the only way to mitigate carp effectively is through removal or water fluctuation. But since we can't really fluctuate the water, and that interferes with other fish spawning also, concentration on the removal seems to be the best way to do it. And if I were a teenage kid or less than a teenager, the prospect of catching a carp and getting paid $3 or $4 for it would have a lot of appeal, and I would get to work. Show you 10 of them any day. And with the ability to pay in Venmo and verify dispatch fish with a photo, that could be pretty efficient and long-term effective. 10-20 pound carp will lay 20 million eggs. So I guess that's all I got for today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Um, just a note, David, that the carp bounty and, what am I blanking on and the Muskie Planning Committee, they're posted on the website. That's where you get your discussion. And that meets periodically. So, you can get that, you can be in on the front end of their discussions right away.
One more comment to make. 2 separate committees. It's 2 separate things.
Yeah, we're running out of people. That's the problem. It's right.
Calling from the peanut gallery, then
Yeah,
be on stage.
right. But that's why, I mean, it's just 7 people and we all serve on multiple committees. So
Understood.
thank you for your comments. And good luck on your tea time. Practice. Any other comments? Okay, we're gonna move on. Commissioner communication. Anybody have communication that they would like to communicate?
For me.
Well, Tom and I'll save that for,
I have that in sanitation.
okay. Seeing none, just so that you know, I did go to the April, Lakes and, Rivers, Conference. Came back with a lot of information, so I'm really dangerous now for about 6 months until that wears off. And so, um, that's about it.
I do have one after all.
Okay.
Last week I attended the
Oh.
Alliance. And was that 2 weeks ago? And I told them what we had planned for this year. They were very interested in our projects. And of course, they recruited help for their disabled fishing event, or not disabled. It's to get people that are disabled and unable to fish for themselves, to get them out on the water June 5th. I was not able to help out, so if anyone else is willing, I know Kevin, yeah, you have done so in the past. It's a great thing. If you are ready, willing, and able to help them, that would be wonderful, and I can give you contact information if you need it.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Treasurer's report. Jackie, you're up.
All right. I realize this is hard without a visual. I tried signing into the Zoom, but it's not open right now. But anyway, we ended our checking balance at $61,094.40. One check deposit into the checking this month was the Dunn County lottery credit of $1,600. We've not gotten that before, so I'm not sure if we knew that was coming. I was not aware of it, but so that comes just a small amount of all. I guess we'd have to look at the group but it's Dunn County residents, and it's just a small based on the population of that lives on Tainter. We get that amount. I think it would just be the one-time thing, but yearly.
Yep.
I'm assuming. Okay, and then withdrawals, we had our Brevo email marketing, $9, and then our second invoice to the Verbicker Associates. Looking at savings, we're at $27,216.49. We had 2 donations since the last meeting. The Tainter Trail Tamers $2,000 donation, and the Downsville Sportsman Club also donated $2,000. So.
One of those was, the Trail Tamers designated their,
Yes, that went half into water quality and half into sedimentation.
okay. Just so that.
If we wanted to reach out to Downsville if they had anywhere particular, but
They did not specify.
oh, actually I lied. I believe on the check they said water quality, or they said musky stocking. So I put it in
Is it-
water
oh,
quality.
did they put
So
it on the line? Okay.
sorry, I forgot. Yeah, so that's sitting in water quality as well. Okay, and then part of the new process, we'll go through the invoices that we have to pay this period. This is probably the part that'd be easier if I could show you what I have, but we'll go through. So we have Al's hotel reimbursement for the Lake and Rivers Conference. That was $288.26. Do we just want a motion and a second for each one, or just go through them all and?
Just go through them all.
Okay. And then both Al and Bob went through buoy maintenance. So we have a Menards reimbursement for for Al, that's $82.18. And then Walsh Marine, that's $355.35. And then Bob's total from various places was $526.22. So total for the buoy maintenance would be $963.75.
I need to explain the buoy maintenance. I tried to explain it in my email. This is not the way that we typically do things. We typically ask for permission first and then spend the money. But Bob and I, we're trying to get those buoys, between donated buoys, getting the buoys cleaned and marked, and then re-decaled. We were trying to get this all done. And of course, the decals for Walsh Marine is $85 a piece. And there was hardware that Bob had to buy and all kinds of things. And so we just went forward and if you want to blame anybody, it's my fault, but it was, the one good thing is that we're moving from 7 buoys to 13 buoys. And all of the buoys were donated. So we didn't have to go out and purchase any of the buoys. But what we did is we did need to do some maintenance and, I think, Bob, how many hours did you and I spend on those things? We probably spent, both of us together, at least 20 hours apiece on maintaining those buoys. So that's, they look pretty spiffy and, they're clean. And and as I said in my, email or I sent out before, they're going in 2 stages. Once we get the approval tonight, hopefully, to amend the ordinance, then the second phase will be put that in. And we haven't gotten any bills yet from, Donkey, Dock, so, that'll be coming.
Is that it, Jackie?
Nope. And then just to note, will those reimbursements be coming out of the boating and safety committee budget? So those donations, or is that coming out of our checking?
That would come out of our reserve funds. Because, and I remember saying it to Bob had expressed a concern at one time about where was the money for all the buoys gonna come from? And I said, well, we'll find it. And this is the, well, we'll find it part.
And then we have a $250 donation to the Alliance of Dunn County Conservative in Sports. That's the intern that we are having this summer. We have a $375 to Baki Norman for the attorney, thank you, consulting on the ordinance. And then we have the March and the April Colfax Messenger invoices. Those total $137.50. And then we have $94.95 to Rooney Printing for the carp abatement budget signs that are going at the boat lifts or boat launches, sorry. And then my question would be also if that one's coming out of that carp abatement budget or if that's checking.
I would say, carp abatement.
So total invoices to be paid are $2,109.46.
Questions?
I make a motion, we approve all invoices that Jackie's brought forward.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Committee reports and updates. Sedimentation.
This is what Al started here a minute ago. I just wanted to report that Al and I met with Chase Cummings of Dunn County Land and Water last week. Working to develop a plan to move the erosion spot project forward. It's a slow moving project with lots of moving pieces and although results aren't noticeable, we are moving forward slowly. Moving forward.
This is one of those projects that is moving in glacial time.
Yeah.
And you. Exactly. But as Tom said, the big thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be reapplying for the grant that we didn't get through the county for engineering of the Stewart property. And our proposal, Tom and mine, is going to be to expand the engineering to include another piece of property farther upstream. And so that if they got engineers on the water, all they gotta do is go upstream and they can find another piece. And so that plays into probably some of the things that are gonna come through in the budget process also, just so that you know. But we are reapplying for that grant. That's one of the things I had talked with officials at the DNR, and we can reapply. If you get turned down, we can reapply for grants. And so we're gonna retweak it a little bit, reapply, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, is set up more work, more cooperation and collaboration with the county.
And in addition to our grant request, we're gonna add pretty pleased with sugar on top. See if that moves the needle at all. So,
Well, this is the only time as an institution I've actually had money in hand and people turn me down. Because we put money in this year's budget to contribute to that study, and we can't get anybody to bite on the study. So it's like, well, we'll keep working at it. Aquatic are you done? I'm
I
sorry.
am done. Thank you.
Adam, anything to report?
Oh, yeah, our harvesting permit has been submitted to the DNR. I'll email out the link to view that on the DNR site. It's not visible yet, but it should be in the next day or two. Found a dump site. Our contract with APM is, it's gotta be within 5 miles. This dump site is 7 miles away, but they're okay with that. If anybody knows of someone closer to the Elk Point launch that wants to take vegetation, let me know. But we lost our dump site from last year, as we talked about last meeting. Harvesting will start June 22nd for the first session. And I'll also come up with some photos of the maps, and I know we had a request to somehow communicate that last year at the annual meeting, so maybe we can post on our Facebook page or website.
Yeah, if you get those maps to me, I can shoot out an email to everybody too, that's on
Oh, sure.
that subscribes to it.
Yeah, I
That's
can email you
something.
those.
I like to send out important stuff, not just weekly stuff, and so that would be an important thing. If you get that to me, I'll shoot that out. And the dates.
There's if you haven't been on the Eastern End or Hay River Bay, we're gonna have a record year of vegetation. You guys thought it was bad last year? Hang on. So
At least we don't get charged by the ton.
yeah.
Okay, boating and safety. Bob, is there anything to report? You're working on signs, I would assume?
Basically working on signing.
Okay,
We're working on some sign designs. We got some, he donated some magnets for people to put up that are going to, have QR codes to scan for, information about the slow and awake zone. And then obviously coming up and meeting, we have the amendment to the ordinance that, will hopefully pass, and then we can submit that to the DNR along with the new waterway permit applications, and then it's up to them to approve it at that point.
well, thank you, Jim. I didn't know if you were on.
I am.
Okay, yeah, you were coming to us out of the heavens.
That's right.
Bob, is that signage for boat landings?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Notification of where the zones are.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Jim, that you would like to say?
No,
Okay, water quality.
Yeah, a couple of things real quick here. Just first on our carp bounty as we're moving forward, May 29th to June 14th. Thanks to our IT wizard, the Zons master, We have our QR code working and ready to rock and roll. Signs are posted at the 4 landings, so anybody can scan that QR code and register. And we have a system for entries and a system for payments, and I think we're pretty close to letting her rip, and we're just praying that the spawn holds out till May 29th. Update on the Dunn County, frustrating for Kevin and I, and I'm sure for them too, but we wanted to put a boat cleaning station in the parking lot across from Kleist with running water and a bathroom. And we thought we were getting there until the Parks Department kind of gave us a thumbs down and said it's not part of their outdoor recreation plan, which was last completed in 2018. So I spent, Kevin and I talked, and he went in and talked to Tammy Traxler at Dunn County, and she suggested a couple of things. We want to get a letter out to them stating that we want to be, part of their update on that plan in November, or they do recommendations in November and update in November. We want to be part of that plan. So Kevin going to draft a letter and work with Tammy on that and get it out in front of the board. Their strategic plan is updated every 5 years, and it hasn't been updated since 2018. So that's kind of a loose timeline, but we want to get our opportunity to get our concerns reflected in the update. They're going to do a boat survey too, and I don't know when that's going to start, but they're working on it. The most negative thing is they're going to be cutting 16 positions in the coming year due to budget shortfalls. And this may affect the ability of the county to take on new work. So we're nervous about that. And I'm sure I forgot a couple things. So Kevin, what did I forget? Go ahead.
Kevin McGrath, E 54467 70th Avenue. Thanks, Chuck. I think you covered most of everything that entails what progress we made with these boat cleaning stations, which right now we don't have any. And I'm learning more about how the Dunn County government is functioning. And there's an opportunity at least to get our druthers in as they update their plan, and the timeline to update it. It's not stated yet, but they're in the process of considering how they're going to update that. By their existing plan, it's supposed to happen every November, where they tweak it and then update it every 5 years. And when they tweak it, they basically put together a list of priorities that they want to fund, and then they draw a cut line when they see the budget. TBD on all that. And so the only way we can really influence what they're considering is to make it known to them officially that we want to work with them in a partnership. And a way to do that is to send a letter from the board explaining, that we look to work with them to improve these boat landings. And nobody's trying to say it's not a good idea. It's just a management problem. The zoning and planning folks are on board totally. It's the Parks and Recreation folks. It's one more thing that they've got to do on their list of many things to do. So working collegially with them, I think we can make some progress, at least to get our request updated. When they do their update, they know that it's something we're concerned about, and hopefully it'll be part of the updated plan when it comes out. So that's where, any questions on that? And what I'll do is I'll work on drafting a letter, and I'll present it as an action item to the board next month,
Right.
if that seems appropriate.
Does that need to go through your committee, or can you just do that and get it right to the board?
Yeah, I mean, it was a committee idea to have a draft letter, so I think we're okay with it, but.
You're good.
Yeah.
That, if you get that to me, I'll put it down that there's some sort of a resolution for support of you get it to me at the beginning of the month is helpful, because then I put the agenda together, the first week of the month. So
Yeah.
then I get the right language.
Okay, that's a good timeline for me. Thanks.
All right,
Any-
thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Should we turn this off?
Grant, are you out there?
He is not, but he had some technical issues, I guess, but he gave me a few things he wanted to.
Okay, so could you do the community connections?
Yeah,
report?
so he said that just a reminder, the fundraising event is Sunday, September 20th. And they had a recent meeting and they're just working on prize donations. And they've got 3 guns donated, so I guess they're gonna have some sort of gun raffle or something. That's all I got. Or that's all Grant had.
Okay. Cool. All right, discussion and action. Healthy Lakes and Rivers proposal. Kevin, I think you're back up.
The same Kevin that was just up here, but we discussed this proposal, I think the last meeting, where what we want to do is access the surface water grant sub-program, which is Healthy Lakes and Rivers, which basically talks about 5 different best practices a property owner can adopt if they volunteer to do so. But they can't access the grant funding unless it goes through the board, because the board would act as the grant sponsor. So I have at least 2 property owners that are interested in pursuing grant funding. And there's a pretty good rationale for it. It's mentioned in our 2026 objectives for the Lake District on accessing this grant funding and building a capacity within the Lake District of people that know what the best practices are. And as important, landscapers and developers also knowing what the practices are to the benefit of the property owners. The grants to each property owner are capped at $1,000 per best practice. So if you try 2 things, you can put a request in for 2 different grants, $2,000 ideally. It's a rolling submission of grants. So if we decide to go through this, whatever property owner wants to do it, it's incumbent upon them to put all the paperwork together, a grant request that then goes through the board for them to sign, and then it goes to the DNR. There's a management burden on the back end. So if the grant request is successful, the property owner is the one paying out upfront for any work that has to be done, and then they're reimbursed after the fact. So this, I think, is a worthwhile thing to pursue because Tainter Lake has not had anybody in anybody's recent memory access this grant funding. So timing is good since they try to be fair, at least what the DNR tells me, across the board and funding, lake associations equally. So it's a good opportunity, I think, for us to start a movement. And over time, if we have more property owners that are aware, I think we can put a pretty good program together over time. So this is my proposal. I can read the proposal, but I don't think it's necessary at this point.
No, we can all read.
Okay,
No need to.
that's all I have unless there's any questions.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Water Quality Committee and Kevin's Healthy Lakes and Rivers proposal.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion has been made to approve the Healthy Lakes and Rivers proposal. Is there any discussion? I'd like to say one thing, though. I'd be willing to help on this, Kevin.
Okay.
If you want. I know your committee's got a lot of work that it's been doing. And in order to take a little bit of that off, I'd be willing to work with Kevin to put the program together, get the contract forms together for the landowner, those kinds of things. It's been done and I've seen it done in other lakes. And so all we got to do is reach out and I'm sure other lakes will help us. I know the Chautauqua chain up there has a big program. I can reach out to Jamie and use some of their materials.
Sure.
And then that way, hopefully to take a little work off your plate, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that. And Kevin too. Kevin has been our go-to guy on both Dunn County and the Healthy Lakes and Rivers, and I don't know where I'd be without him. So,
Well, and because there's a budget connection to that, I think it's kind of logical that either Jackie or I do this, that because we're going to have to budget money. It's a flow through. I don't think we have to have any upfront cost on our end.
No, it's the property owner pays for everything. I mean, and then I think the district reimburses, then you
And
get
then
reimbursed.
The
So
district pays
so that keeps the burden of responsibility on the commissioners that
right.
they do the right thing.
We're the fiscal agent, so that, I didn't know if we had to have any upfront money on that to pay the property owner or, but we can work those
Yeah.
details out.
Well, that's why it's important if the proposal is approved, then we can go forward with the grant application request as kind of the test case to get it through because we can submit anytime. And then what I'm hopeful is when we have that fundraiser in September, we can kind of talk about a success of the program, maybe. We'll see.
Okay. No, that
That's
sounds
good.
like a good plan. Well, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Um,
Thank you, Kevin.
thanks, Kevin. Approval to amend, the slow no wake ordinance. You were sent a copy of the, ordinance amendment as, prescribed by our attorney. Are there any questions? It's pretty straightforward.
Just wanted to make sure that you incorporated, Bob's, suggestions with, some of the coordinates that he sent you via email.
Yeah, Bob and I talked about that today.
Okay, good.
And the coordinates on the signed one are a little bit different than the one I sent you. They're off by about 50 feet. So we updated those and those have all been corrected. Anything else, Jim?
Nada.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance amending slow and awake.
I second.
And I'll second, third.
Okay. We have a second and a third. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. I have the sheets. I'm gonna pass them around. And if you would assign your signature, and I will get Grant's signature when he returns. I had an item in here of the aquatic vegetation management plan. There's really nothing to approve, Adam told me, but he's gonna give us a quick update.
oh yeah, so Chuck and Al and I met probably early April to review the plan with the DNR, and since part of that plan is the maps and the permitting. And so we've had quite a bit of back and forth with the DNR where they cut our maps like usual. They seem to like to do that. But we think we're at a point of agreement. Those maps are in the plan. Well, I don't want to go through all the effort of putting all this stuff together until we know it's approved by the DNR. So once they approve the permit, then we'll have our aquatic vegetation plan, and then we'll bring it forward to vote on.
Right. Any questions for Adam? Okay, there's no action needed, so we're gonna move on. Discussion of the 2026-27 budget proposals. Tom submitted one for the carp bounty. I think, did you send that to everybody else?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I know, Chuck is working on one. Anybody else working on any, Adam, are you gonna reach out to aquatic vegetation for,
Yeah, we do have a quote from our current contractor for next year with the same pricing.
okay,
I wouldn't expect a change in budget, but I think our subcommittee we gotta meet in June at some point, but I would expect we'll have the same as the last 2 years.
okay.
So,
I might up it a little bit because gas is going
Yeah.
up and
yeah.
they might put in
Money
a,
that we have that quote.
Fuel surcharge.
yeah, yeah,
So,
everybody's kind of getting fuel surcharges right now, so, I think that's,
and then just the only other thing that I would forecast that I kind of think we're gonna maybe want to put in front of the board is the boating and recreational facilities grant for, like, it's kind of gonna be a package deal for the voters to decide if we want to pursue that and own equipment, but we gotta fund that for fall if we want to write that, and then kind of commit to that prolonged budget of owning something, it's not worth approving that and, or chasing the grant unless we know we want to do that. So it's kind of what I'm anticipating for a package. But
is there a way that you could, get this at our budget here, a meeting on, and just maybe get some figures together, or?
that's kind of my plan. So,
Okay.
and well, that's kind of what we're working on as a subcommittee, but we don't meet often, but when we meet,
Imagine it's
Figure.
interesting.
figure things out.
Okay. Yeah, if you can, get that, and just so, everybody remembers, that June 4th is a budget meeting, at the town hall.
Yes.
And 5 o'clock. So that's where I project the budget on the screen. And we actually kind of sit down and go through all of our wants and desires. And so Jackie and I will be meeting somewhere between now and then, possibly, to put the format together. Just remember, I try to get we approved the draft budget at the June meeting. The proposed draft budget at the June meeting. And then so that I can get that to the printer and so that I can get that annual meeting agenda out by July 1, so that it's in front of the voters, or property owners at least 14 days in advance. So, we don't have a lot of time. I don't know, this year's really moving fast, faster than normal. So, get your budgets, proposals together and, we'll have that discussion. It's, by the way, it helps to see something when we're discussing it before the meeting. So, like, reading through Tom's, budget proposal for next year's, carp bounty, it was, self-explanatory, but. Okay, anything else? On budget proposals? On the agenda, it had, notification of, Tom reminded me, notification of, Board of Commissioner election notification. I'm planning on running again. I'm assuming, we're encouraging Jackie to run again.
I don't know, force her to run again.
Well, if I know 6 people to sign.
By the way, who's got those nomination forms? Do you have?
I probably do.
Yeah, I could not find one because I was gonna grab audience people
I
tonight.
was
to
gonna say,
sign.
1, 2.
No, it's
Yeah.
better to have real people than commissioners sign it, but,
Do my husband and children count?
well, your husband, because he's an elector, but, the children, they gotta be 18. And you look too young to
I
have
start
children.
Nice to people, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pretty low standard. It's 5 people, so you ought to be able to get it. But So as far as I know, those are the only two, those are the two positions that are open. And it's for a 3-year, commitment. So I just wanted to make sure that we stated that publicly. That there are two open positions and Jackie and I are running. Next meeting, is there agenda items that you would like to see on the next meeting? And that would be the June meeting. Obviously, the budget.
And I think you mentioned boat cleaning station update.
Yeah, I think it's a letter of, I don't know, Jim, would we be better with a letter or do we need a resolution? You still out there, Jim? Oh, I guess he signed off. It would be either a letter or a resolution in support of something, whatever you think is best. But we'll put it down as a letter of support for now. Proposed budget. Other items that you think we need to, Chuck, do you have anything from your committee?
I think we're good. Again, thanks to all the people on my carp crew. They're out here today. Some of them, Joe Shervy and Barb and Dave Kleist, above and beyond, and Tom Bills too, and Jeff Rowley's helping out, and we come a long way, and we better be ready. I think we are.
We are scheduled to have a meeting June 15th, the day after the carp bounty ends, and we're gonna have kind of a post-mortem discussion on the event. So I would think we would probably might want to have an agenda item on report from the committee.
Yeah, I'll get that.
I mean,
I'll work on that,
we're
Tom.
probably gonna have one anyway.
Yeah.
Opportunity to,
I'll just specify that in one of the, as a committee report.
Okay.
Can you remind me how the cart payment will work? So they have the QR code. Is that just submitting and then I have to write checks?
Yeah, I'll send you a spreadsheet that has everything on it at the end of it.
Okay.
Every entry, every address, every phone number, every email.
Okay.
Hopefully I can get all that information
An amount.
and amount, how many carp they shot and the amount. Yeah,
Okay.
that's on me.
And then I'll
Gonna be one time at the end of the bound, not.
each time.
Right,
Okay.
The total.
right.
My thought was just to try to get you then a reconciliation by the 15th for your meeting. Okay.
Well, I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try to get it to you by the 14th. How's that sound? Late?
No, it's okay.
All right.
I was thinking it was coming right out of the. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Anything else?
mm-mm.
If you come up with something, remember, first week of the month is usually when I put the agenda together. So if you have agenda items, board members, get them to me by then. Other than that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. The next meeting is June,
21st.
no,
18th.
18th.
Is a Sunday.
18th. Did I look at the wrong one?
Yeah,
I must have,
18th.
obviously.
it's the third Wednesday, third Thursday.
Third Thursday of every month, 5 p.m. in this room.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be because today's the 21st. It could be the same as today, unless it's March or February.
February.
All right.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Did we give a second to that?
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 There you go.
Jim, you're back.
Who made the motion?
I can get that.
Chuck did.
White Chuck.
Jim, are you there yet?
Yeah, yes, I'm
Um,
still here.
is there anything else that we need for the agenda for next month?
No, that's why I contributed nothing.
Okay. Well. All right. You can go back to your concert now.
Okay,
Thank you.
don't forget to, end the meeting.
I'm going to end the meeting now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, I apologize.